Hello guys, welcome to Ride VIP the Ride Your channel. My name is Serge. Sorry for not posting a video yesterday, but in today's video, this is the beginning of the week, which is Monday. I want to let you guys know how well that I do on the last 4 days that I worked. Basically, we could call it the weekend. I worked Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in this Tesla right here. So the income that I made was $781.83. Let's just say $782. I have worked total of 29 hours and 58 minutes. Let's just say 30 hours. When you divide 782 by 30 hours, you will get $26 an hour. So I'm going to just do some commentary, like what I think has happened here. And also I will let you know some other stuff. So basically this weekend I did select the bonus. So the bonus was going to be $100 for the 50 rides, and then additional $20 for an additional 10, which I did not complete. I did exactly 50 rides and I went home. So that brought my number to $26 an hour for overall the weekend type of score, I guess. So the question is, okay, well, last week I cherry picked the whole week. I did not select the bonus. What is the overall amount that I made last week? And this will allow us to determine whether or not it is worth selecting a quest or it's not worth it. Now, working 30 hours in, like on the weekend, it's obviously not a lot of hours. Normal, I would pull a lot more hours, and maybe the numbers could have been a little bit better. So I guess this, take this information with a grain of salt. But let's see what happens, because I did not actually even calculate that. So last week, this is loading, $705, and I worked 28 hours and 18 minutes. So 705.67. So let's say 706. By the way, I'm an autopilot, guys, and we're fine. So we're gonna divide it by 28, divided by 28 and a half, and the number is $24.77. That's how much I made per hour when I did not select the quest. So in this type of example, it appears to me that the quest did help. Okay, and the week before that, I did have the quest selected. I did some cherry picking as well. Like the first 3 days, no cherry picking. The next 3 days, 2 days cherry picking. So I made $898.54. Let's just say $899. $899 divided by. So I worked for 45 hours and 3 minutes. Let's just say 45 hours divided by 45. So it came out to be $19.97. So that week, obviously, when I did not cherry pick, I did have the quest selected, but did not complete the quest. That's to be noted. Looks like I made even less money, because perhaps that when you select a quest, you will make less money overall, because they are anticipating the fact that you're gonna complete the quest. Therefore, you're gonna make less money per every ride. But then I started cherry picking a little bit. So it didn't really help the situation that much, because we're just looking at the overall 5 days in that week. Overall, I haven't been working that much. And that's actually the weekend. These numbers are actually the weekend, because I got the vehicle on a Wednesday, so it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I made $19.97. And next week, obviously, I did not select the quest. I cherry picked only, and that was like, let me share with you guys what that was, because I want to make sure okay. So I worked Monday, Tuesday, skipped Wednesday and Thursday, and then I worked Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that's how I made the almost like $25. So what is the conclusion here? Well, if you will select the quest, then complete the quest. If you complete the quest, you're gonna make overall you're gonna make a little bit more money, probably a couple hours more an hour. If you do select a quest and you don't complete it, your income is gonna be even less. So if you don't select a quest, okay, and then you just cherry pick, with cherry picking, you're kind of like in control almost of everything, but you will make slightly less than selecting a quest. But then again, what kind of quest? Okay, if it's a $25 quest, that's not going to really play a big difference to you, which is why I did not complete that quest. But I think if you select any type of quest, the algorithms will give you less money as a result, I think. Now, as I said in the beginning, take this with a grain of salt. This is just based on 3 weeks of working with a Tesla. And this is what I got. First week, basically $19 an hour. Second week, $25 an hour. And now, $26 an hour. Yeah, I guess it's like $1 more when you have the quest selected. Not even like $2 more compared to last week. So what is the outcome of this whole thing? So now I do have the quest selected for this week, okay? And the quest is like $50 for 50 rides. I will see how much money I'm gonna end up making. But it's going to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, partly Thursday I'm gonna work, and then I'm giving this Tesla back on a Thursday. Because ultimately I have very little numbers each week because I'm just not working enough, okay? Last week, it feels like it's this week because it's just like days are going by so quickly. Last week I rented a Tesla on a Thursday. There was 1 week that I actually did not work, which we did not take it then into account. So I gave the Tesla back because I wasn't happy with how much money I was making. I just gave it back. And also, kids are going back to school. Well, they were going back to school, and I needed so much stuff to do with that. Therefore, I realized that Tesla payment for the rental every single day that I'm not working, it's gonna hurt me financially. It's just pointless at that point. So I just gave it back and took care of business. And also on top of that, I worked on my own business, which I already recorded that video, which ultimately was a lot better decision. So you might be wondering, well, if it's working out so great in my business, which is still random, business's income is random because it's a hit and a miss, why did I come back? Well, mainly I was working outside and I was doing some, like whatever. I'm just working on my business, okay? But like outside. Just working with cars, eBay, Amazon, just getting stuff together, I guess. We're just not gonna get into that. But this week and last week was raining. So if you live in Charlotte, then you're gonna know that it's a rainy week. So I went ahead and I rented a Tesla because I knew that I'm not going to be much use working outside. Now I am working on a situation where, once I build myself what I need to build, I'll be able to work on the inside and do what I gotta do. But when it's raining, it's kind of hard to do anything really, especially if work involves you being outside. With all that being said, I'm not quitting driving despite these low numbers, because sometimes I would like to still drive, And renting a Tesla is not a bad idea. The only time it's a bad idea if you rent it like me and you're not working enough. Like I was thinking I'm gonna rent it, I'm just gonna work. Well, I made a mistake because I have a lot of stuff going on, and it's impossible to hit like the same amount of work hours as I have been, because I'm still every day contributing something to my business. And that is something outside of rideshare. So I never know how long it's actually going to take for me to complete what I'm working on, because it doesn't stop. So a lot of the stuff that I do, it doesn't stop. It just keeps going, and I got to contribute to it and stuff like that. There's just a lot that I'm doing. So this week on a Thursday, I'm giving the Tesla back, and then I'm going to focus some more on my business. probably not gonna work a whole week, but I'll still be posting videos because I have a lot of videos pre-recorded on various different topics. So with that being said, I'm going to try and get me a car ready for me to drive, use it for Uber. I'm gonna try to get one ready for me, but I don't know if I'll be able to get one ready because I'll have to sort of like drop one thing to do another, because I gotta do a lot when it comes to the car that I want to get ready. But it would be my BMW X5. So that X5 has a third row seat, so I will be able to try out what's it like working with the SUV with the third row seats. So technically, I would consider it like as a Excel. Personally, I don't think it's gonna make much difference. I think the rides are gonna be about similar. As I stated in other previous videos, some of the comfort rides, Comfort Electric, they're paying less than $1 a mile if you would just willy-nilly just grab whatever they throw at you. And most of those people, they don't even tip when it comes to comfort rides anyways. So yeah, see, rain. It's gonna be like that the next 4 days while I'm having the Tesla. So I noticed that now it doesn't matter what kind of car you have. Like, you could have a comfort car and they're just gonna give you like sort of like UberX prices. It's just kind of like really pointless. As you could remember, guys, in the past, if some of you guys worked before like UberX in the past, there would be a certain price per mileage that they would pay you for the UberX, and then certain amount of money per minute, right? But if you got a nicer car, that money would go up. Like, you would be based, that income would be based on the kind of car you have and per what kind of miles do you actually put on it. But now, that hasn't been the case for slightly over a year now, and I'm still talking about it because I got a taste of what's it like to get paid for the actual work that you do versus getting paid like almost like salary. Basically, this is what it feels like now. It's like, okay, well, as long as you put in your 12 hours a day, you'll make anywhere from $250 to $300. While before, if you contributed 12 hours a day, you'll make easily $300 or above, because it was based on how much work that you did. If you drove less, you made less. Now the money's like all over the place. You might, maybe some days you don't drive as much and you make a similar amount, while other days you'll drive a whole bunch and you made less than the day before, because it's all kind of like goes off, I don't know, maybe supply and demand. That's the only thing I could think of. But also, you guys have mentioned that it's AI determined. So if you keep accepting garbage, they're gonna throw garbage at you. I don't know if that's true. It's a possibility that it's true. I feel like it's supply and demand, because I've noticed even like when I'm cherry picking and I'm not taking that stuff, it's still offering me garbage. And I could sit there not working, or I could accept the garbage and start working, which I would not. And I would just sit there not being busy, just keep having bad ride offers keep coming through. I'm talking about like less than $1 per mile. Then sometimes I would end up grabbing something just to see what's gonna happen, and it's just the same thing all over again, But anyways, I want to talk to you guys about something else really quickly, and that's self-driving cars. I've talked to one of my passengers recently, and he says he just got back from San Francisco. He says in the Uber app, you could go in there and you could request a self-driving car. So a self-driving car would pick you up and take you where you want to go. Granted, as long as it's within the city limits, like not like in the boonies or anything, because the car can only take you where it's been before, something like that. So he says, yeah, there's that option. You could select an autonomous car, basically, to come pick you up. But he says they got all this stuff on top of the roof. He called it a Tesla, but it might be some other platforms. But he said it was Teslas. Maybe not. But this basically goes along with what I was saying before in one of my videos, where I was talking about like when self-driving cars take over, like, and this is gonna be a thing, we're gonna be losing our jobs. But it's not gonna happen right away, what I was saying. And they're gonna give riders an option to select if they're comfortable with like self-driving cars. So obviously not everybody's gonna select that they're comfortable with that, because some people they like a live person to be there, if anything. But some people might be like, yeah, why not, so obviously this is happening already. So what do I want to say based on this? Well, this just goes to show, no matter what you're buying for yourself, what kind of car payment you're getting for Uber's also working on a way to get rid of drivers, basically, because that's costing them way too much money, and they want to make more money because that's a technology company. So they're gonna try to come up with their own self-driving cars, obviously, to replace drivers. It's not gonna happen right away, but it will happen. And maybe it will be electric cars and Teslas, because they have a commitment to zero emissions by some kind of year, probably like the next 10 years or something. So that means regardless, once it's going to be allowed by the government, all the regulations, it's going to be, it's going to be passed and everything. It means more and more drivers are going to get laid off, if we could call it that, right? And autonomous vehicles will take over. Like this Tesla that I'm driving here, rented from Uber through Hertz. Imagine if I don't know if Elon Musk is going to give them this opportunity to do that, because he said that self-driving cars is going to be basically working on his own platform, like, so that if they buy full self-driving to try to use for the passengers, it might not work unless a customer does a loophole. So when a car arrives, you would have to physically put the address in. Like a rider puts the address in, and then he would be charged accordingly to how much this car traveled. I mean, there's always ways around it. So that means Uber can buy a bunch of these Teslas, or they could do something with Hertz or whatever, right? And they could literally make money. Maybe they're going to be the ones that's renting from Hertz in the beginning, maybe. And then they're going to purchase their own fleet, and before you know it, it's not going to happen right away, but major cities like San Francisco and on and on and on, there's going to be more self-driving cars than ever. That's going to be like sort of like a test platform for them to test, and then it's going to happen everywhere else. So yeah, but anyways, with that being said, enjoy while it lasts, if you can enjoy, because right now the prices, they're not enjoyable, how much money they're paying us, because on top of that we need to take, remove our expenses. Well, deduct our expenses, I guess. We can't really remove them, we could only deduct them. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.